Hello, welcome back to part 4 of the Les Paul guitar build. Paint's all nice and dry now. What we've got to do now is give it a good flat with some 1500 wet and dry paper, get rid of all the orange peel and polish it up back to a nice finish. So let's get up on the bench and we'll get started. So the guitar's over on the bench, and what we're going to be doing is using a 1500 paper, it's pretty fine, and my rubber flatting block. Get these up from pretty much any hardware store now. You can use them for wood, etc., but they've got a nice flat surface, so you can get a really nice flat finish when you're sanding. And then again, just with some little bit of water, just spraying it on there like that. You don't soak it too much. And then we're just going to gently sand away top coat of clear, removing the orange peel. Give it a nice flat finish. It's a long old process, unfortunately, but it is worth it in the end because it gives a nice, almost a mirror finish, especially with the black as well on the side. Make it look even smooth and even flatter and even clearer. As for the back, if you saw in the previous video, I had that problem with the reaction. So what I did is actually fill this area here, you can see that on camera, with super glue. Just a thin skim of super glue, and it filled all the reactions. There's still some more I've got to fill in there. I'll show you how to do that later. But I have actually flattered the back of this one. You can see it looks a lot nicer. There's still some little pinholes in there and bits and pieces there, so it may even flat out on the when I go over it again, which I probably will do. Put a little bit of super glue here and there to get rid of these areas. But it's a good little tip actually, super glue, because it dries clear and then you can polish it up to a nice clear finish as well. You get a little halo around it, but for something as big as that I didn't want to re-clear it, so I thought I'd just whack some super glue in and see what happens. But yeah, as you can see, that you get a really nice reflection in there. You can see me there. Hello. So I continue flattening the front of this. I've also just attached a piece of timber to this to use as a handle, and I'll also clamp this piece here in the vise for when I come to polish it up with the machine polish, which I'll show you later. So I'll continue flattening this, which will probably take me a couple of hours, I'd have thought, for flattening, and then I'll show you how we polish it back up, and then we can start looking at purchasing some wiring. I might get a wiring kit, a pre-done kit, be a lot easier. I'm probably going to still stick on the budget side of it, so I can see how much I could actually build this for on the budget side. But the pickups I'm probably going to spend a little bit more on. I've got my eye on a couple of antique pickups, actually Epiphone pickups, and a set of Gibson pickups, but they're going to be quite expensive, but I don't want to skimp on those because I can always upgrade the wiring, and then think either that or I might even go for some Vanson pickups, which are really nice, quite nice. I've had some really nice single coils off them before, so I may go for the humbuckers on those, but that will come later, I think, and probably in the next episode when we get onto wiring and building. Enough waffling, a bit more water. I'll show you some progress as I go through, and then what I'll do is I'll do 1500, then I'll probably go over the top with a 2000 and maybe a 3000 pad, just to give it that flatter sort of finish and finesse the actual finish a little bit, sort of make it look a bit nicer, and then we'll buff it up with the machine polisher, probably a 3-stage polish. See how that's coming out. It's trying to bring out the remove all these bits now. I've got to try and get all this bit out as much as I can, get as flat and as smooth as possible. Okay, so it's probably been about an hour and 20 minutes of wet flatting. As you can see, it looks very nice and flat now. So what I've got to do the next stage, I'm going to actually flat all the sides as well, and I'll polish those up. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do with the front. So what I'm going to do is actually clamp this in the vise. Clamp this in the vise like that. And I'm using that block of wood as a brace. So I'm going to start polishing with the 3M polishing system, which is the Fast Cut Plus. I'll put some of that on the actual body, and then I'll go over with my heavy duty machine polisher. It's quite a heavy one, this, with the green stage head, and that should buff all the lacquer back up to a mirror finish. Okay, start on a slow speed. Spread that out first. Starting on a slow speed first. We end up, after first going over, with something like that. It brings the shine back. This is just actually cutting the surface. After this we'll refine the actual surface with a finer polish, and then we'll finish off with the ultimate polish, and then we'll give it a good coat of wax to protect it. Yeah, as you can see, that's coming up quite nice. Still a few little pinholes. I might just see if I can flat out. If you can see them on camera, give you a closer look. It's just after one pass. Just imagine a good hour or so of polishing all through the stages. That'll bring it up lovely. Nice reflection in there already. Yeah, there's a couple of little pinholes there. Might be able to flat those out. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it so far. I think the actual finish of it looks gorgeous. Let's get a bit of the old gold hardware again. Wrong one. Yeah, the gold on there is going to look gorgeous. Now I'm going to get the black surrounds and the gold pickups, and that'll look really, really nice. Okay, so I'll do a lot more polishing on this green stage. I may have to put a little bit of super glue here and there in little places. I'll show you how to do that as well, just to remove these little pinholes, just to refine the finish a little bit. I think you'll agree, that's coming up really nice. Okay, as you can see, that's polishing up quite nicely. So what I'm going to do now, this is a bit of a hole there, I'm going to just use a little bit of super glue. It's just standard super glue you can get from any place. I just dispense a little bit onto a bit of cardboard. I'm using this dental pick just to apply it into the hole like so. I'll let that dry. Same as these little ones here. Quite a few little grain holes on here actually. If I was going to actually sell this guitar, for resale, I'd probably flat it and re-clear it, and that would cure this completely, get rid of all these holes completely. But as this is just for me, I don't mind a finish that's 90%. I'll let that dry, and then again we'll go over with the 1500 wet, just to flat those back. We must let this dry. You can use accelerants to actually make them dry quicker, but I find if you don't use those, you get a clearer finish. Sometimes if you use the accelerants, it makes the actual super glue a little bit white, almost like a cloudy finish, and you don't really want that. So just gently just put this on and then leave it for a good, half an hour or so. Have a break somewhere and have a nice cup of tea as we do. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll let those dry, put a little bit more in there because it's quite a deep one there. let those dry. One up there. Am I on camera there? Yeah. Let those dry for half an hour or so, so they're nice and hard, and then we'll use a block and wet flat those back, and that should just fill those up nicely. Okay, see you in half an hour. So that's nice and dry now, so what we'll do is again use a bit of 1500 with the block, a bit of water, just flat that back till it's flat. Might need a little bit more in that one. It does. Try these ones. Yeah, they're flat and nice. So flatten them out, buff it back up again. I'll stick a bit more in there before I start polishing, and then flat all around the outside edge as well. Just gets rid of those little pinhole dots. Better. Still there a little bit, might put a little bit more in. There's enough material on there to actually, I could probably flat right back through, but I don't want to go through the actual lacquer into the black and remove that black. I'm just going to try and stay on the cautious side. Just gently do it this way and build up the super glue if I have to. Just to much better. Okay, so I'll probably go over the whole thing again just to make sure all the little marks and things are out of it, then I'll buff it back up. And I'll put some more in that one. Just a bit low. I'm going to have the scratch plate there anyway, but I don't think I'm actually going to put a scratch plate on this one yet. I haven't quite decided. I'll see when I've got one on order. I'll see what it looks like when it comes. I've got a black one coming. It'll look nice with the gold plate. I don't know if I'm going to do it yet. I don't know. We'll see. See what it looks like. I'll put a little bit more glue in that one. Just dry it off. That's kind of nice now. Make a good polish. Make a difference. Leave that to dry. While it's drying, I'll just go around and flat these little areas out a little bit more, and then I'll start polishing. Needs a little bit more work there. I think you'll agree. That's coming up bloody lovely. Yep, happy with that. That one's pretty much gone now. Clean all this out in a minute. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the same process all around the edges, just flat all those and polish them all back up. Let's get a nice smooth finish. Still needing a bit more polishing and a bit more work here and there. I think that is coming up really nice. Nice reflection. Let's have a closer look. Yeah, very nice reflection shot on there. Look at that, like a mirror. Yeah, there's a couple of little marks I could probably spend a bit more time on, which I might do and get those out. I think that is quite a nice polish finish. With the gold on there as well, it's going to really stand out. Yeah, really happy with that. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit more wet flatting now, get all the edges all tidy. You've got more work to do on the back, a little bit more super glue to do on that bit there. And I might see if I can get those out, I'll see. Other than that, I'm really happy with how that's going. And then after all polish is done, it's time for the hardware, which is the fun part. Right, so we're back on with the neck, and the actual spacers have arrived. These are from Northwest Guitars. I think they're about £5, not a massive amount of money. Fit perfect in there. Really nice against the wood, I think, the gold. Yeah, lovely, really nice fit, perfect. So let's try one of the tuners. Yeah, lovely, perfect. Really nice fit. So once they're screwed in, which I'll probably do that next. That's another job done. Yeah, they're going to look lovely. And we'll just pre-drill the holes slightly and pop them in. Right, so this is the next day, and I've actually pretty much finished the polishing. I've done as much as I think I want to, really. I think if I was actually going to resell this, I would actually flat it all and re-clear it to get a flatter finish. But seeing as I'm going to be keeping this one, and I'm not really too bothered, I think I'll leave it as it is. But I think it's pretty good. Really nice reflection in it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. So what I've actually done is actually bolted the neck on. So it's almost like a complete guitar now. All the tuning pegs are in place. The only thing I did mess up on is I ordered a gold neck plate. So as you can see, this a lot smaller than the one I needed, but the screws are alright. I put those in. This is a plate I had from another build. So I may do something with this yet. I might just keep it as it is. It's pretty good, it looks alright. Gold screws set it off quite nicely. I may even paint that black, I don't know yet. I might just leave it. Tell me what you think, whether I should leave it, whether I should change it for a gold one. And also, jack plug has arrived. So that's going to look really nice in there, fits lovely. A nice tight fit. So it looks lovely in there. I've got the screws to go in there, but I'll wait till I get the wiring kit for that. As for the bridge, I think I've got the bridge ready to go on. What I've done is I've stripped it all down and cleaned it all. I think I've rebuilt it in the correct order. Not if they're supposed to go that way. I believe the strings are going to go over that way, so they should be pointed with the chamfered edge that way. But if anybody knows otherwise, please let me know. I might do some research online as well. I think that'll look quite nice on there. So if I just quickly see if I can pop those in there, like that, perfect. The bridge can go on like that. Like that, perfect. Yeah. The spring. I'm pretty sure the spring goes over the top to hold those in place. I think. I'm not really. It's the first Les Paul I've ever built. I've usually all Stratocasters I've built before, so we shall see. I can raise that up and lower it, I suppose, on that screw there. Right, as for the tailpiece, I've got to put an earth wire in there, I believe. So I think I'm going to do that now. Before I get the wiring kit, I've got some good quality wire, so I think I'll do that now, and then all this is all built, ready for the wiring kit, which I'm going to get ordered in the next couple of days. I've got the tone knobs, the tone and the volume knobs coming. Again, they're in gold, so I think that'll set it off. I've still got to order the pickups yet. I'm watching a couple of sets on eBay, which are vintage Gibson, and there's another set I'm watching is an Epiphone set. So if I get those, I'll put those in. If not, I'll probably go for Vanson. Right, so what I'll do is I'll get a set of wire snips and I'll see if I can strip that wire. So I believe it just goes. I've done a little bit of research online. I think it goes, there's a hole there, and you wrap it around the actual tailpiece, and then that you thread it through, and then I think, well, I'll get some snips and have a look, and then I can solder it in when the actual kit comes, something like that. And I believe that has to go on there somehow. I'll do that, I think. Get me a rubber mallet. Just put the body flat, I think. Put any pressure on the neck. Give it a gentle tap. Something like that. Perfect. As you may have seen in previous videos, I had a little bit of worry about this fitting. So it was a little bit tight on those posts, which it still is. So I may have to file a little bit out of each side of there just to make that fit. I think the holes, when they were actually drilled on this, were drilled slightly wider. It doesn't quite sit in line. Yeah, so I'm going to take, it's only going to be like 1/2 mm on each side. The centre sits quite nice. So I'll quickly do that now. I'll just file that edge off on each side, and then hopefully that should fit nicely. So after a little bit of filing, there's only a little tiny bit on each side actually. That fits quite nicely now. I'm quite pleased with that. Have to adjust the height, etc. when I've got the pickups and everything wired in. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how that's looking. I think it's going to look really nice with the gold. Yeah, very pleased. So the next step is going to be wiring and pickups, and then I think we'll get a set of strings on it and see what it sounds like. So hopefully you've liked this video. If you have and you're liking this build, please like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.